Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist coming again with another what? No, we did the one for this week. And for next, okay. Okay, so product review, got it. All right, so I've just been informed, hey, guess what? We're gonna do a product review today. Good thing I have the product, so otherwise this would be kind of a mess. Today we're going to be talking about the Pike Trail Pocket Blanket. Now you can see just how big that is. So my hands are fairly large, and as I actually sized it up with a friend of mine this weekend, yes, my hands are fairly big. But this would fit in the average Joe's hands, or David's in the case may be. What this is a basic shelter, but it's really designed as a ground cover. Now, useful just like a tarp would be, and we'll get into some of the different pieces of it. One of the things I like about it, comes with its own stuffed sack and a nice carabiner, so I could click it to my belt if I wanted to, stick it in my bag. And this has actually replaced the drum liner that I was carrying in one of my packs for a long time. The reason being is kind of just some of the different qualities about it. Now I've already run this thing through a lot of tests. We're going to do some more today. But the reason I'm showing it to you is because I want you to see just some of the different factors about it. Now the thing's, it's 56 inches by 60 inches, so it's not quite as big as a normal. You're looking at 5 by 4.8 feet, if you will. But it is pretty cool. So when we look at it, they've got two different color options. The two different color options are gray and orange, and blue and yellow for the beach. Which is, it's actually pretty cool. It's nice if you're a beachy kind of guy. I'm a mountain kind of guy, don't really want it. But I like the fact that it has orange on the inside, simply because now it becomes a signaling blanket. Now again, in addition to this, it's very, very, very lightweight. And you're right, it's not real big, but the things I like about it, let's talk about the reinforced corners, if you will. The reinforced corners actually have cordage tie-outs, so it's not a grommet that can tear out, but a cordage tie-out, and then it's reinforced underneath. I think you can see that it's reinforced underneath the stitching. So let's bring that in a little closer. You can see that, and each one of the corners has a place underneath it. Now, a flap, if you will, and the benefit of that is now you can use that for a stick. I can put it over the top, then bring it down as a regular shelter, and do, so on and so forth. Now, again, with it only being 5 foot, it makes it a little difficult to do, hey, I'm going to do an overnight and I'm going to do it in a plow point. And look, guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. The best configuration for this thing is a lean-to. Am I an advocate? If I need it, that's what I'll do. Do I prefer a plow point as a quick shelter? Yes, but this one, I'm going to be honest with you, if I did turn it diagonal, it's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. Going to be real close and getting there snug, if you will, and if it's cold, it's actually a good thing. So some of the different pieces or parts of this is, if we look at the way it's made, and you should be able to see it if I hold it up to the light, you'll get to see that it is ripstop nylon. So you can see just the pattern, the little crosshatch pattern in there. It's ripstop nylon, and I actually, the first time I used this, one of the ladies, we were doing an event, and her kids were out, and goes, hey, you know what, I need something for the kids to sit on. I yanked this thing out, threw it on the ground, there you go, that's the way it worked. And all 3 kids played with their toys on the blanket. So while it's small, it's large enough, but you could do 2 adults side by side according to what they've said. These the rest of it comes down to it being waterproof, and that was the reason we needed the blanket in the first place, is because the ground was soaking wet, and they wanted to have the ability to go in and make sure that the kids didn't get wet on the ground. So one of the things we want to look at, and it's real easy to go, oh well, it's it's waterproof, and then what, is it really waterproof? Yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to check or set up. And I'm actually doing this as a for an improvised holder. In the I can't even open a water bottle today. It's great. Is it Tuesday? So I can look at both sides, and what happens is it literally just runs off, and you see that starts beading up, and then it just runs off. Now it's going to catch in that corner if I were to turn it a little bit more, but it's really simple to do, to realize that it is waterproof, if you will. The other test that I did with it is when I sat down to play with one of the kids, I had my sidearm and my knife, my fixed blade on my side, and I hit the ground and didn't realize it and punched, not through it, but into it, if that makes sense. It put an indentation in the ground, and I looked at the tarp itself, the blanket itself, and no issues whatsoever. So I took a stick and tried to poke through it. That didn't work. I then sharpened the stick, and if I can find it, I've got one little hole in one of the squares somewhere. I think it's right here. Anyway, it's in one of the squares. So yeah, I sharpened the stick and was able to punch through, but I had to push to punch it through. Now, could I do it with a knife point? Absolutely. It's a knife, for crying out loud. But again, it is that rip stop, so even if I punch through it, then it's only going to go out to the next square before it stops ripping. Now, the other thing I really like about this is the fact that it does have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And when you look at the fact that it's $17.98 on Amazon right now, you can take 2 or 3 of these and throw them in your bags and be good to go. You know, the other is tear resistant. I mean, I've yanked on this thing time and time again trying to run it through its paces. It ain't working. So did it stretch a little? Not even a little bit. So that's the benefit of this. So guys, I urge you to go in, check it out. I'll put a link down in the description of the Pike Trail Pocket Blanket. Hey, the other factor of this is what it's a blanket. So if you're cold, this will work great in an emergency to make you nice and warm. Unless you've got water on one side and then you get water all over your arms and you get cold again. So hey, thanks for all y'all do. Thanks for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. Don't forget to leave comments below if you want to see more product reviews. This was just a quick one I wanted to pass through to you because it was something that I liked and thought it was worthy of mentioning, and definitely one of those that, yeah, I'll add it to my pack. It's worth it. I've run it through some paces. So until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.